Thank you, Mark, and a big hello from London. An interesting series of technical patterns last week, and not necessarily uniform. I'll explain what I mean. If we look at the currencies first, and at US dollar, Canadian dollar, here we had a weekly key reversal up right off the low of the market, the lowest low since October last year. We had this weekly key reversal up, and this week we had a suitable follow-on move higher. But on both Monday and Tuesday this week, prices have been capped by the flatlining gold long moving average, currently 140.20. This is the key level topside for prices to overcome, or in turn to be overcome by. Next, in US dollar Swiss, we also had a weekly key reversal up last week, the second within 3 weeks. And here also we saw the start of a suitable move higher this week. However, in this case, it was not the long moving average that capped the move higher, but rather a band of congestion dating from August, September, and early October last year between about 84 even to 85.5, which has tempered the rise, but not completely eliminated it, as we are still above Friday's close. Then we have a really interesting move in US dollar, Hong Kong dollar. Here we had a weekly key reversal up last week, which offsets the monthly key reversal down seen here in April, and which started to see a follow-on lower at the start of this month, but which petered out. What is special about last week's weekly key reversal up is not just the excellent follow-on higher we've seen this week, which is much more than just suitable. It is because with last week's actions we are already set up with not even half the month of May gone by to possibly make a rare immediate countering monthly key reversal up. Thus, if we close on Friday, the 30th of May, over 778.05, we'd be on. Anything between 778.05 and 775.55 and would have a lesser outside month pattern, and anything below 775.55 would have a rare compound monthly key reversal down. So watch this space. My final discussion chart on currencies is US dollar Mexican peso. And here we had a contrary weekly key reversal down last week. Now, I cover US dollar Mexican peso in my daily FX technical analysis video commentaries. And to be honest, to see such a contrary move lower, which has been extended further this week, is no surprise. You see, last month, April, was a monthly key reversal down, coming after a very large, if shallow, bull channel that had morphed into a very large rectangle top pattern that stretched from November last year all the way through to April this year, and arguably could stretch from as far back as August or September last year. This means that there is a heavy overhang above the market, and we are seeing the market now turn lower as the wave has crested and is now collapsing. Watch this space. This is becoming very interesting as slowly prices take out support congestion and support levels one at a time. Now, we also had weekly key reversals up in US dollar Indian rupee, if only just, as well as euro against Romanian lei, and weekly key reversals down in Kiwi dollar, US dollar Russian ruble, and euro against Hungarian foreign, though none of these showed the clear movements we have seen in these earlier markets. Onto the commodities, and we had an interesting weekly key reversal up last week in LME 3-month lead. This has seen a small follow-on higher this week, and it is a continuation of the reactionary move higher that started back in mid-April. However, it is very much worth bearing in mind that LME 3-month lead was one of the key annual key reversals I saw at the end of 2024, and that all actions and patterns going forward should be seen in the shadow of this pattern, in this case an annual key reversal down. However, I do cover LME 3-month lead in my weekly metals commentary, video commentary out on Tuesdays, and I delve into this bullish reaction move more fully there. We also had a weekly key reversal up, if only just, in COMEX Cobalt futures. As I say, if only just. And this has not seen much of anything happen since. Finally, in the commodities, we had a weekly key reversal down in Chicago wheat futures last week, though there were no other weekly significant patterns in wheat, in Minneapolis, Kansas City, Paris, or London, though they did have sympathetic moves lower last week. This week we have seen a suitable follow-on lower, making new lows not seen since August 2020, due to a breakdown through a descending triangle pattern type formed over recent months. Now this pattern has a primary target X down at 490 and a secondary hardest to reach target X1 down at 471. We seem to be moving along lower towards the primary target at least. Please look at my weekly grains and starches video commentaries covering this, published last Friday. My final weekly key reversal is a weekly key reversal up last week in Ripple coin. This has seen a suitable follow-on higher this week, and I think I will just leave it at that. As always, I'm happy to answer any direct questions with anyone who's interested, and with that I'll finish this section from London, and I hope that you found these comments interesting.
Thank you for listening and watching this broadcast. This weekly broadcast gives the essential market patterns and consequences. Please be aware of the risk disclaimer posted both at the front and at the back of this broadcast. The copyright is Eddie Tofpik and ADM Investor Services International Limited. And here comes the final important bit.